Right, well, we're live. Hi, how are you going? Just checking, making sure everything is all okay. It seems to be all good so far, which is great. I hope you all had a lovely Christmas. Um, we're going to have a little bit of a play with a stamp set I bought towards the end of last year, but I haven't had a chance to play with it as yet. So I thought, because I don't really want to get into a lot of the new stuff until we get to the new year. So, but this is just one that is new for me. It's been around for a little bit. It's called Simply Sparkling. It's a bundle. It can be found on the online exclusives, so you won't find it in the catalogue. Let me flip my camera down now. Before I do that, just let me welcome anybody that's new. Please jump on and say hello and let us know where you are from. And it's always great to welcome new people. So let me flip this down. Now, before I get too carried away, if you are, because the new mini catalogue and celebration catalogue are coming out. There's a bit of glare on my glasses. I'm sorry. It's even getting into my eyes. So sorry about that. The new mini catalogue and celebration catalogue is available as of around about the 6th of January, if I remember correctly. If you haven't got a copy, please let me know. If you don't have a demonstrator and you live here in Australia, and I can get a copy out to you. Okay, so let's get this started. Okay, then, flip my camera. Oh, I'll be over. There we go. So I'm sorry about the reflections. I'm using my brand new glass plate. I hope I've got that centered well on, because I've just been working on cleaning up, as I said I was going to do last year. So everything is sort of a little bit all over the place, but we're sort of getting things organized where things are going to be situated, which is really good. I just might have to find some way of tying down my craft mat that's underneath my brand new glass plate, which already looks like it needs a bit of a clean. This glass plate, let me just move these so you can actually see. This is a new product from Stamping Up. At the moment, you can only receive this if you want to join up as a Stamping Up demonstrator, and that will be in the celebration catalogue come January. So if you're thinking about joining up and Stamping Up catalogue, joining up and Stamping Up as a demonstrator, now you can be a hobby demonstrator or you can be a business demonstrator. It's really up to you. You just got your minimums to do each quarter. But if you join up, you can get one of these for free. Okay, so think about it. It's well worth it. There are a couple other things that do come with it. It comes with this great little mat here, if I turn it around the right way, which you can clean your brushes in this section here and you can mix your colors here, but this does stain. It won't stay this beautiful white. And it also has a chamois, which mine is slightly dry at the moment, and that also comes with this glass mat. Now, I love my glass mat. I think they're a fantastic product and really make a great work surface for you. Okay, then. So let's get back to what we're going to do. We got the Simply Sparkling stamp set, which, as I said, can be found on the online exclusives, and that also, it's a bundle, so it comes with the stamp set and you can also get the dies. Now, I keep all my dies inside my stamp set, but I've got them all out at the moment in my magnetic tray here. Now, I've just added a piece of cardstock to this magnetic tray because it is very strong, because it is for tools, it's for mechanics. And this one here was purchased through Bunnings, but it's got a very, very strong adhesion magnet on the bottom. You can see they're quite, you shouldn't tip out, nope, they're quite big magnets there on the bottom of that, and it comes with this rectangular one when you purchase them, or a circle one. And as I said, you can get them from Bunnings or even really any store that sells products for mechanics and so forth. because it is a mechanics tool basically for nuts and bolts, but we're using it for all our dies. So I've got all my dies sitting in there. Just going to pop that to one side at the moment. And I have already done some cutting. So let me show you what I have got so far and what I have done. So the colours I've decided to use are these colours here. So I've got boho blue, smoky slate, lemon lime twist, daffodil delight, and sweet sorbet. And I'm also using those colours in the cardstock. So here are all our cardstock. Now I will put this up on my blog over the next few days. So all my measurements and everything will be up there. So what I've got at the moment, these are my pieces that I've just left over from my cutting and some stamping. So I'm going to pop those up there. But I have got, we're making a Z fold card. So a Z fold card is where you get your basic card. So it's a book fold card where you have your fold in the middle, but then I've put an extra fold which is halfway long. So this piece here is folded. It's got two folds in it, which makes it, if I stand it upright, a bit of a Z fold card. Now we have got a little bit of shadowing there. I'm terribly sorry. I'm not quite sure how I can fix that at the moment, but I'm hoping that you can see everything okay. So then I'm also using the 2023 to 2025 in color designer series paper, and I'm using the spots, and I'm going to have an insert piece on the inside of my card, another piece just here, and then I've got two pieces of basic white. One will be going there and one on the inside, and another piece of boho blue which is going to go on the top there. And then I have got some scraps here of the sweet sorbet, daffodil delight, lemon lime twist, and smoky slate, which we're going to do some die cutting from. So that's my idea so far. So let's get started. And I'm going to start by, so pop these to one side for the moment. I'm going to grab a piece of basic white. Now I've taken my foam mat here because this is a photopolymer stamp set. I've just covered it in a piece of scratch paper. Let's move that out of the road, and that's just so then I don't, if any ink spreads out, it's not going to go onto the foam mat. Okay then, so I've got to move that up a little bit more so you can see what we're doing. Well, let me just see if I can bring, I don't want to play with that too much, it's just a little bit. Let me straighten that. There we go. So I hope you can see that. I'll have to work out some way of getting this all a little bit maybe closer to me, and so then you can see. Okay. So I've already popped my stamp on a block, and I'm going to use the smoky slate. Now I'm keeping this fairly simple today because this is the first time I have used this particular stamp set and dies. So I'm just trying to keep it quite a basic design. Now I've inked that up in my smoky slate, and I'm just going to stamp that off there. Gives us that lovely can image. Now your chamois comes in handy just to clean off your stamps, and I'm going to try to clean them off straight away as we go along. So I'm just thinking, what else do I need to stamp? Because as I said, I sort of haven't really planned much besides what cardstock and everything we're using. I might just leave. No, there's one more thing I think I'd like to stamp, I think. And it's going to be but I want to stamp this one off. Now, this is just a, I don't know what you'd call it. It's just little swirls here. And I'm also going to stamp that in the smoky slate. So I'm just going to ink them up, but I am going to stamp them off because I do want them slightly lighter in colour. And just turning that around just so then I can stamp that. And that's just going to give me a much lighter version of the same colour by stamping some of that ink off. So then what we can do is just trying to think what we can also do with this. Because the colours I'm going to be using not so much on the can, but on some berries or the fruit and that around it. But I think we may want to put in maybe extra bubbly. Will we make this extra bubbly? So let me grab that stamp. No, wrong stamp. I've got best ever. We don't want that one. We want the extra bubbly. Let me just get rid of that for the moment. Well, actually, maybe the best ever might be the good one to use. So I want that to go across that. Okay. So, thinking full strength. I know this all seems to be a little bit boring at the moment, doing it all in one colour. Let's pop that one there. Okay. Let's just clean off these stamps. So I hope you had a lovely Christmas and got to spend time with your families. I know I certainly did. Lovely time with my parents. Unfortunately, my children were all working. I'm busy. Okay, so we want that. Now, the next thing I want to do is possibly looking at, let's bring in sweet sorbet. And now we've either got, I think of doing the strawberries in that. I think. Now, maybe changing my mind a little bit here. We might, because we also have some dyes. Now I'm trying to work out, that's these little dyes here. Now it's whether do I, okay, I think I'm going to go back to my original idea of stamping this. But we're going to see how this goes, because I thought what I might do, but I've just realised that this stamp here, need to add that's okay, and we might have to do a little bit of chopping to that. So let's just keep going with my ideas. I'm going to grab the sweet sorbet. And what I want to do is just stamp off. So I'm doing same colour on same colour here. So basically I'm just getting an outline, but I just want to put 2 on there. Okay, just like that. Let's just clean that off. Now just remember, with your photopolymer, your reds and pinks will actually stain your photopolymer, and your night and navy will stain it as well, and it stains it in that reddy pink colour. So don't be worried if your photopolymer do stain up. The colour does not transfer. So in the Daffodil Delight, we want to stamp maybe the lemon. Again, I'm just going to stamp a couple of these. So again, I've stamped those off. Let's just clean that one. Now I'm just going to pop this one away because I need that block. Because in the lemon lime twist, I want to stamp this lime. Again, we're going to stamp 2 of those. We might have to come back and stamp a few more a bit later on, but that's okay. And the other thing that I think I need to do, you've got cherries in this and you've got like a peach. So there's actually quite a few different fruits that you could add to this, which is quite good. So, but I'm just using those 3. But I'm just thinking I might add a little bit of garden green. Now, see if I've got a small piece here. This piece will do. I'm just going to tear myself off a bit off that because we're going to die cut some leaves and things. Okay, so for the moment that's most of the stamping done. So I'm going to pop those to one side. So there's that piece, there's those. So I need to cut some leaves. I need to cut my lime pieces. I need to cut some lemon. And the other one was the strawberry. Okay. So let's bring in our, and I need to cut this in half because we don't need all of that cardstock there. So let's get rid of that piece. And I've got my mini cut and emboss here. So let's just pop all these ink pads out of our way for the moment. So let's take that one. Now, as I said, these do stick very well to the bottom of that magnetic dish. Pop that on top. So I hope you can see that there. This is our little mini cut and emboss machine, which is a great little machine to have. Really fantastic if you're traveling or you don't have much space, but you are limited in the embossing folders you can use with this machine. There are a few embossing folders they've made for it, but majority of them are in the larger format. Go with the bigger machine, but most of the dies are really good in this because you can just cut them off. So there's our first die cut, which is our can, and I'm thinking we might put a little bit of color to that yet, so let's just pop that to one side, pop that in there so I don't lose it. Now I can, because we've only got that little bit of cardstock there, pop that one there. Just trim this down so we can fit more in our It's going to go there. That one on there. So I'm just putting a few different the elements on machine at once. Cut those through. So there's one strawberry, one lemon, just remember, if you're new onto my channel, please jump on and say hello. Let me know where you're from. And let me know, what did you do for Christmas? Did you do anything exciting? Did you go away somewhere? Maybe you're still away and you're catching this on your mobile device. So let me know. So there's another lemon, another strawberry. This time we just need to cut some limes. Just want to add this piece in here as well and cut a few of these. There's one lime. A few leaves there. I'm sure these little leaves are to go with some other pieces that you can die cut, which we might even just die cut just to see which ones we like. For the moment, let's just continue with this one here. another lime, and might just actually cut some of those other pieces, like I said, just for the fact that they are quite small and delicate, and they might even just look really good. So let me see what we've got. So I've got that piece there. It's a strawberry. And then lemon. Let's cut those too. Oops. Don't know whether you can see this, but it's cutting out. There's your lemon piece, and it's cut out some little holes. Whoops, in that, and the same with our strawberry. It's just cut out some little bits in that. So we might just cut a few more of those. We'll probably use it's one of those dies. Wish they had more than one die in there. And because these pieces are so small, I think I'm going to cut 3. Get my take a pick tool. Pop that out. So that's those, and then in the get rid of some of these little. Now I'm sure there was some little limey piece. There we are. Let's cut a few of those. I don't know if I like that little one. That little one's cut out all those little pieces, so I'll have to pop them all there and not lose. There's my take a pick tool. These little wedge pieces that go in center. we'll have a play and see what we come up with. Always best to do more than what you need of anything, because you really don't know how this is all going to work out. We might just do one more. There's one more die piece I'd like to cut out and see how we go. Oops, there's that, and that little wedge we don't want to lose. And I've got a piece of grey here for that. And it is these bubbles. Now these could be quite fun. So let's cut out some of these. I'm going to pop it over to one side just in case. And actually what we might do is put a little bit of adhesive strip. Now you could have put your adhesive pieces on the back of all of those pieces that I've just cut out. So what I just want to do is trim this down to the same width. Let me just move this out of the road. So if we peel, now the adhesive is on this backing piece that I'm peeling off, and I'm going to pop that onto our cardstock. Now I'm just going to leave a little bit of a gap in the middle. So that's going to, when we run this through, is going to leave an adhesive back on these bubble pieces, because there's a lot of small pieces in this. So you can see there's a lot of little bubbles and everything there. I'm just going to leave them there for the moment. Pop out this. So I want all those little bits and pieces, maybe. So if you want all those little circles, just pop them all out. Just try not to lose them. They are quite small. Now there's one more thing I want to try to do with this. So that piece is going to sit there. Now what I thought I might do is cut some of these bubbles out in this. Now this is where we've got to work out where our can is going to sit. Okay, so that will probably sit like that somehow. That's my idea. So what I'm going to do, So I'm just going to remove that white backing, and I'm down to pop that through. Let me just have a look here, because at the moment, let's work it out this way. If we pop that onto there, what I want to do is actually cut. Yeah, that'll work. So we're going to cut this out of that piece there. I don't want to go too close to the top. Fingers crossed this is going to work. Let's remove this. Take that piece out now. Just want to keep some of those little bits and pieces there for the moment. So let's take this out of that. We'll just leave that all there in that little pile. So what we're going to do is we're going to adhere that onto there. So we'll get our multi-purpose glue. Looks like I'm going to need to get myself some new plates for my machine soon. It's tell when you need new plates, because not only are the plates getting very scratched and everything, but those scratch marks are starting to show on the back of my cardstock. So I'm just going to pop that down on there, putting a border all the way around. Now with the multi-purpose glue, you have that time frame that you can actually move this around a little bit until you get it into the position where you want it, which I think is about there. Let's give that a good rub. Put the lid onto that. Okay. Now I've got a couple little pieces there that could lift up. So what I'm going to do with that, so I've just got a scrap of basic white here. Doesn't matter what color you use, just a scrap of cardstock. And I'm just putting some glue onto the end of it. Then what I'm going to do is just run that through underneath those pieces that are lifting, and then push them down. Just hold them for a few secs. There's another one over here. Just going to do the same sort of thing there. Okay, that can just be thrown away. Now we had this piece here which we cut out before, and I'm going to pop all those little bits out. I was thinking before you could do a shaker card with all these little bits and pieces. If I hadn't put adhesive on the back of them. But these little circular bits you could keep and add more dottage on your card front with all of those as well. It'd make great little element pieces. Okay, now this piece here, I'm going to sit inside there. So what I'm going to do now is peel off the backing very carefully. It's quite fine. And place that into those holes and push down. So there's our bubbles. So I'm going to keep all these little bits and pieces because we might want to add some more bubbles. So I might need some of those. As I said before, can always. So I want some white circles there coming through, but I also might put some solid smoky slate ones around as well. Let's get rid of that piece. Now this is going to go on here. But before we put that together, let's put the rest of our card together. That way we can sort of see how it all builds up. So here is all our other bits and pieces. So I'm going to start off with by putting this piece on the inside of our card. Now you could, of course, cut this down just a little bit more and put a white mat underneath it. But I think there's quite a bit of white in this. Don't think it's going to be needed. This has a border all the way around of about 2.5 millimeters because I cut it that 0.5 centimeter smaller. So there's that piece. This one here. Hello, Joan. How are you? Thank you for joining me today. We're playing with the Simply Sparkling bundle from the online exclusives. So we're going to pop that on there. And you could, if you wanted to, add another piece of designer series paper on this piece here, but I think I'm just going to leave that like that. Now this one here is going to go on here first. Or I'll put this piece in there first. Might put that in afterwards because I'm not quite sure yet whether I'm going to add so what I want to do is work out where that's going to be positioned. It's probably actually going to sit there, so I think I can eyeball that, but I just do need to put pencil mark on the back of it so I know where my glue is going to go. So what I've done there is I pop that there. I'm going to fold this over and just draw a line there and a little line there, and that's just telling me that my glue has to stay on this side. Okay, so I'm not putting my glue too close to the edge because I don't want it spilling out on either side. Let's pop the lid back on there. Did you have a nice Christmas, Joan? Lovely time with your family, I hope. So I'm just if you wanted to come in here with a little ruler, and I'm not quite sure where mine has. There it is. You want to just make sure that it is where mine's out a little bit. That's better. So there we go. There's the front of our card done. Yes, I had a lovely time spent with my family. Okay, so pop that there. Now this piece here is going to go inside there, and it's going to cover exactly the same area, but I just don't know yet whether I'm going to do a little bit of stamping on there or not. I think I might, so I might just grab this piece here again, and there are some bubbles in the stamps. There we go, there's the bubbles. And I want the smoky slate. Oh, hello, Marianne. How are you? Thank you for joining us. Also, Merry Christmas to you. I hope you had a lovely time with family and friends. I'm just going to turn this at a bit of an angle. Just working out what sort of, that's the angle I want, I think. And I'm going to pop. Now, it doesn't matter if these go over the edge a bit. So I'll pop some there. And actually, I wanted to lighten that. I'm going to do that again, but I'm going to use the other side because I'm going to stamp off. Because I do want to have this a lot lighter. That's better. Okay. Now, there's happy birthday in here. We might as well make this a birthday card. Don't know if this block is going to fit. It's the smallest little block, but it's the tiniest little happy birthday. Okay. And I'm going to grab the boho blue ink. Just pop on here. Now I'm using the grid paper on my mat here. Just to line that up. Let's pop that out of the road and bring our card back in. So now I just want to add, shake it down, shake that glue down. Should be still quite an amount of glue in there. It's still fairly new. Now, so what I want to do, let's see if I can get this in right. Whoops. See if I've got this. Oh, that was perfect. So I've just placed that in there. Might just square that up a little bit more. Just so then when that goes over the top, it covers that up. So can you see that? So it's just going to give that little bit of interest to the inside of that card. Okay. So now we have our best ever. And then we've got all of these little bits that we've die cut and stamped. So we've got the and here, so we've got the lime pieces. Here they are. So these are the ones here that I've stamped and then die cut. And there's our strawberries. And our lemons, but I also just die cutted. That's a word, die cutted. Sounds silly, doesn't it? Just some of these, because there's two lots of dies. There's dies that cut out the full stamp, which is an outline die, as you can see. Stamp that image and die cut that one. But then also too, you have these little strawberries here, and this little die here, cut all those out. Now, if I was going to do these again, I think I would have added some adhesive sheet behind these ones, but they weren't my original plan, because I've used these little green pieces here. I was thinking of adding cutting off some of those leaves and adding those, but I also think there's a little slit just right there, and don't know whether you can see that slit. Let me just move some of this out of the road and bring this up. There's a little slit just there, and I'm just putting my take a pick tool in there, because what I want to do is grab this little leaf. We might have to die cut some more of these yet. This little leaf here, and that can sit into that little strawberry there, unless there's a better leaf, because there's a few. Maybe this one here might be a better one. That might be better. Yep, that's better. So that will sit on there. So I think I like these little ones better. They've got more detail in them. So let's just move those out of the road. We've got these little pieces here. We've got to try to keep the little pie pieces, and we've got our lemon. So let's have a look and see where they're a little bit not supposed to be in there. So we can pop that over the top there. I want these pieces to sit around it and on top. So I'm thinking might add some dimensionals to this. Now, of course, you could have coloured your can in, but I didn't really want to have the can coloured in too much. Now I'm putting my dimensionals more into the centre because I like to slip things in underneath. I wanted to keep the can fairly neutral because I really want the fruit to be the pop of colour. We've got to work out, yep, our sentiment to go on here as well. So if we're going to add that somewhere like that. Now those two pieces I think are more for the cherries. Might add a little bit of now I haven't my cleanup so far. I haven't found my silicone mat. It'll come, it'll turn up. So do I want that piece? So I want to put a little bit of seal on that. Put a few of these together. Okay. Let's just work out how we're going to position all of this, because these little strawberries still need some gluing together. So, whoops. Well, that gluing didn't work too well, did it? Let's just try that again. Okay. Hi, Leslie. Well, welcome. I'm glad you're able to join us today. So, I want to add, I think, this bit of lime here. Now, all these little pieces, I don't know whether you can see in one of these pieces, but all these little pieces, let me just get a piece of white. They all pop out. So I'm trying very carefully to keep all these little bits. The only thing I don't mind losing, I'm wondering if I can pop these out without, oh, I'm putting too much pressure on, I think. See if I can get these little seed bits out of. Oops, I've just lost that. So let's just pop that down there. So what I'm thinking at the moment is, number one, I'm going to need a pair of tweezers, I think. And I should have used the silicone, the adhesive sheets. Okay, word of warning, use this set. Make sure you have adhesive sheets at hand. And tweezers. Just move some of this out of the road. They're the bits we're not using. Just going to turn this upside down for a second because I think, just trying to work out where I want this piece here. And I'm going to just pop a little bit of glue in there. Use the putty side of my take a pick tool. Sometimes you've got to have all the patience in the world when you're fiddling with some of these things. Now, let me just bring that up so you can see it. There we go. Now, let's just have a look. So we want to pop Don't want to cover up that best ever, but I just want to just let me move that out of the road. It's going to sit there, probably like that. I can slip that, let's just put some glue on the back of this. This hopefully will hold a lot better. Let me just move that out of the road. Pop that into there. Now I might just add, like I did before, as I was saying before, a little tip if you are wanting to add a little bit of glue to something, you add it to a scrap piece of paper like I've just done here to my basic white. And you can slip that underneath, add some glue to the back, and then push down. Now I might not add any glue onto that one yet, because I want to maybe don't want to cover up all that lime, but I wonder if I can lift that still a little bit. Not really, it's stuck down. Okay. I can work out where this, actually that could go quite well just there. So again, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the back of this, a little bit of glue onto the back of the leaf. Just going to pop it underneath there a bit. So now I might add a bit of glue just underneath that one. Hold that down for a sec, let that glue adhere to that. Get rid of that dye. So we could, if we wanted to, add I think it needs that there, that little bit extra lime. I'm just going to tuck that in. To there like that. Still got more lemons and strawberries. Okay, before I add those on, I think I'm going to look for what sentiment we're going to use, because that's going to, if we use a sentiment, because inside we have that happy birthday in there. So that can also go. Oh, now that would be nice. Right there. Let me, so I can show you. Okay, so that's there. So I think what I'm going to do is adhere that. I want it to come down a little bit. Just there. Then that will make that strawberry look really good there. So let's put some more adhesive on the back of this strawberry. So who's looking forward to the new catalogue and celebrations catalogue coming out? It's not long now. Let's pop those there. Just hold that down for a second just to make sure that that's all adhered. I'm just thinking of adding maybe, let's have a look. Do we need to have a sentiment? This card to be sort of a mail type card. You received yours yesterday. Oh, good. So you've had a good look through it? And Leslie, where are you from? Sort of wondering about So Delightful. Popping that up there for the moment. Now, if I do that, what colour? I'm actually thinking if I do that, I might do that in a black because everything else is a pretty... Penrith. Okay, you're not too far away from me. I was actually out your way just the other day coming back from Mudgee. So let's just stamp that there. Thing is, we did the inside one in blue, but I'm just sort of wondering if it's a bit too light to have it on the outside because you've got a lot of competitiveness the other colours. So let me just grab my trimmer. Let's just trim this down. I don't want it too thick, so I'm using my little guillotine trim. I'm in the Southern Highlands, so I'm at Mossvale. So I'm probably, what, an hour? hour and a bit from you. Takes us about an hour and a half to get up to Katoomba. So I'm just judging the width here because I don't want it too thick. Okay, so that's that. That'll go actually nicely across there. So let me grab my paper trimmers. Cut that at an angle that way. That way. And we need some I had to reorganize all my little dimensionals and everything. So let's see if I can get one of these to fit behind this. Yep. Okay. Might just put another mini. Whoops, picked up the top and left the bottom. That's going to go right across. So what I've done here is I've just put two dimensionals. Whoops, let me just, a habit of being off camera. Sorry about that. So what I've done is I've added two dimensionals under this section here, and I've just added some glue underneath there. Now it is still a bit higher there, so I could probably fit another dimensional just there. So let's just peel the backing of that off. And hopefully I've got that all nice and straight. Okay. So it's there, and I was just feeling like something else, but I don't want to put another strawberry there because I think if I did that, no, look, I think that might be enough. Sometimes less is more, because the other thing that we've got here too is some leftover. Now, let me just have a look. They're all in here because I did put the adhesive sheet on the back of this. Let's get rid of that piece of rubbish. So we do have, and if I use my, okay, so I've just got some little dots that came out of here, and they're all mixed up in here. So I'll have to go through and find them. And these have all got adhesive on the back of them. And all I want to do is just add a few solid dots, different sizes. So I'm just peeling off the back of those. Now I'm just wondering if I've got a smaller one somewhere. There's a little one. Oops, it stuck to my fingernail now. There we go. And any others that we could use? That one, that's a tiny weeny little one. Let's see if I can pull the backing off that. One can go there. So these are the little circles that are left after die cutting those grey bubbles. And because I put adhesive sheet behind that, I've got a few that have got adhesive to that. Okay, I think that's about done. So let me just move all of this out of the road. A bit of a tidy up. So there you go. There's my card for today using the Simply Sparkling stamps and dies. And I probably like these little dies here probably a lot more than these bigger ones. But I was thinking you could probably cut off, if you wanted to, you could cut that part off just like that, and then then you could re-stamp it with that green in this and just add that on top too if you wanted to add your green into there. So I just thought they were a bit flat just like that, but they're so cute, those little ones. So that was my first play with that, and I'm actually quite happy with that. I think that's come out very well. Now all the measurements oh, excuse me, all the measurements and everything that I've used, I will pop it onto my blog, so you can refer back to that, and that will happen in the next day or so. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Of course, instead of using these little grey dots that are left over from the let me grab this from this die here, take all these bits out so you can see it from that die. Instead of using those, you could use some rhinestones or something as well. So or even putting something glossy on there. You'd have to leave it a little while to dry, something like the fine tip glue pen, and that will dry and leave you a little glossy shine, but I don't mind having the matte. I'm not into a lot of bling myself, but that's okay. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you have a lovely new year on Monday. It's coming up. Now, I probably won't be doing a live on Tuesday night just for the fact that it is New Year, and I have got my son and his girlfriend visiting me the following day, so I could be sort of a little bit running around and doing a bit of cleanup. So have a lovely new year. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you next Friday at 1 o'clock. And we might create something from the new mini catalog all celebration. So have a lovely weekend, and take care. Thank you for joining me. Bye for now.